Have y'all seen a pump before? Maybe I'm just out of maybe I'm just out of touch with reality, but I think that's so cool. Back to them football days anyways. Hey, develop this mindset for real. The power of not caring and thinking it's always a win-win situation. Always. I'm telling you. And everything, life, everything, you're just going to become more confident. You're going to become more free. You're going to become much more happier. But don't let it take over. You know, with anything of too much, it's always bad, no matter what. Too much of anything is always bad. So, yeah, the power of not caring. And this is just, how I face this is just, man, your time is limited. You only get this one life, and life is long, but it's short. But it's just, who cares? No one's gonna remember what you did unless they got it on camera. Then you're screwed. But yeah, like for real, like, man, I ain't scared of embarrassment. I ain't scared of, anything. This just goes back to the whole God thing. Like, only fear him. And when you only fear him, why would you be scared about other people's judgment? You should be wary of what you do or things you say, of course, but it's just like, it is what it is. That too. And when you start to develop this, you create abundance in yourself. You create abundance in your life and your mindset, and you just stop feeling that judgment, this weight. Like, I don't even feel that anymore. Like, I get overthinking thoughts sometimes, because I'm just like, what if this? And then I'm just like, man, forget about that. Whatever. Who cares? For real. And like, what really cleaned this up for me was just like you could test something, like do something. It could low-key be embarrassing. Do something or post something or whatever. And it's just, if no one says anything or, reacts, they don't care. I'm telling you, they don't care, bruh. They don't care. And they might have a different perception or view of you, but you're not going to know that unless they directly tell you. And this is just like an experiment you can do. Like, literally, this is what I did. And it's just like, oh, hey, man, hey, nothing. See, they don't care. So why do I care? Why do you care? For real. And this can really help my guys out, for real, whenever they just feel like they can't ask a girl out, or like, bro, you're wasting your time. You're wasting her time. You're wasting your time. She's really going to respect when you really just go with it. When you really just be assertive and be a man, And it's just like, to me, you're not acting like a man. You got all this muscle, all this testosterone, and you can't just talk. You can't just say what you want. Like, who cares? Just do it. And if not, hey, you can't control if she likes you or not. And you got to just go, move on. So that is what it is. And when you develop that mindset of just not caring, you'll find she likes you even more because of that. Because somehow in their weird logical, not even logical brain, they think that's confident or attractive. I don't know. And the whole thing with them is just everything's backwards. Okay. Anyways, backing off of that, what was the other one? It's always a win-win situation. When you always think it's always a win-win situation, whatever you get out of it, you cannot lose. This can be with everything in life, and socially, everything. Always think it's always a win-win situation, because nothing will hold you back. And when nothing holds you back, you cannot fail. That can be just asking, making new friends. He's like, okay, that didn't lead to this path. That's cool. I still got me. Because at the end of the day, you're always going to have you. You're always going to have yourself. You're not going to go to sleep with other people. Like, people aren't going to make you happy. So it's just, that's that too. Because say you take this path or this decision to this, you miss out on that over there, but this path leads to something else. and it's better. It's actually better. It's like, okay, leave that side over there. You don't know what's gonna happen. You know, you just can't think or ponder on things for real. And when you combine these two together, the power of not caring and thinking it's always a win-win situation, I feel like you're unstoppable. You can do anything for real. Naturally, you're gonna attract more people. You know, you're gonna make more friends. You're gonna attract more company. You're gonna people, because not everyone has that. And even if you don't, it's just okay, that's fine. You still got yourself. Still rolling with life. Earth is still spinning. So it's just like, it don't matter. We could talk about some examples here, right? So you get invited out, social gathering or whatever, and you got two decisions to make. You either go out or you stay at the crib. You just kick it with your boo or yourself or whatever. And it's just, okay, it's a win-win situation. Low-key a win-loss situation, because maybe you're frugal, you're trying to save or whatever, and you don't want to go out. It's a win-win situation. You got to think of it and just, you either stay, you know, you save it, you spend time doing something more productive, working, or you just chill, or you go out. This leads to a different opportunity, or it just doesn't matter. Nothing really happens there. You know, the possibilities are endless, right? And you don't know the outcome of anything. Now, obviously, if you were to go out, you introduce yourself to more possibilities and outcomes when you're outside of the house, right? But if that's not something typically you usually do, where you're just always out on the scene, then it really doesn't matter to you. Then you're really used to being out, right? Of course. It's always a case-by-case situation, but it's always a win-win situation, because you either save or you go out and whatever happens. Another thing is it's just dating. You know, you see someone, you're interested in them, you ask her out, or you ask her out, you talk to her, and then after a couple of days you ask her out on a date or whatever, and either she rejects you or she tries to squeeze you in a certain time or another day. It's a win-win situation, because you don't waste your time. You get straight to the point, and you just know I don't know why I'm laughing, but you just know what happens. It's a win-win situation, because it's just, and that's just the power of developing abundance mindset and just developing, like, you're fine with whatever it may be, because you can't control anything, and not caring. Okay, I know it looks easier than it may be done, but it can be done. You know, you'll start to find whenever you do care too much, whenever you do start trying harder, whenever you do put more into things, a lot of worse things happen, because you're putting too much pressure on it. You're putting too much pressure on yourself. You're putting too much pressure on someone else. You're putting too much pressure on just things in general, and just flow. Just let life be, just flow. It's like a wave. Whenever it starts going up, you got to be able to just flow. You got to be able to control yourself, because you can't control the wave. Life is the wave, and you're the boat. I'm coming up this on the spot anyways. And you got to be able to just flow on the water and just flow with the scene. It makes you more calm, makes you more confident, makes you better in all aspects, because everything on the water is everything you can't control. So it's just like, don't worry about it. It's a win-win situation. And that's just the power of not caring, and it's always a win-win situation. And even if it isn't a win-win situation, just think it. Just truly believe that it is, and feel that way, and just cast out whatever it is that you can't control, and you'll find you're gonna start winning. You're gonna start feeling better. I about everything.